Let's walk on the wise path.
Imagine a world where nothing is, as it seems a world where reality itself is just an illusion, a projection of your own mind. Picture this: you wake up one day, and everything around you, everything you've ever known, suddenly feels unreal, like a scene from a movie or a dream you can't quite shake off. What if someone told you that this bizarre feeling wasn't just in your head, but was actually the true nature of the world we live in? Sounds crazy, right? But here's the thing, it might not be as far-fetched as it sounds. Meet Jacobo Grinberg, a brilliant Mexican scientist whose life was dedicated to exploring the deepest mysteries of the mind and consciousness. Grinberg wasn't just any psychologist, he was a pioneer who dared to question everything we thought we knew about reality. He proposed that what we experience as the physical world is nothing more than a hologram, a projection shaped by our thoughts and perceptions. And just when his research started to reveal groundbreaking insights, something inexplicable happened. Grinberg vanished without a trace. Think about it. One day, he was working on theories that could completely change our understanding of reality, and the next, he was gone. No one saw him leave, no one knows where he went, and no one has seen him since. It's like he disappeared into thin air, leaving behind a legacy of questions that are still unanswered today. What could have happened to him? Was his work so revolutionary that it posed a threat to certain powers? Or did he unlock secrets of the universe that led to his mysterious disappearance? In this video, we're going to dive deep into the life and work of Jacobo Grinberg, explore the mind-bending theories he developed, and examine the strange circumstances surrounding his disappearance. Get ready, because what you're about to discover might just change the way you see the world forever. Background on Jacobo Grinberg. To truly understand the significance of Jacobo Grinberg's work, we need to take a closer look at his background, who he was, where he came from, and what drove him to explore the uncharted territories of the mind. Born in Mexico City in 1946, Grinberg grew up in a world that was rapidly evolving. The mid-20th century was a time of scientific breakthroughs and technological advancements, but it was also a period of deep philosophical questioning. Grinberg, from a young age, was captivated by the mysteries of the mind. While most kids were playing outside, he was more interested in understanding how people think, feel, and perceive the world around them. Grinberg's academic journey was impressive, to say the least. He pursued psychology at the National Autonomous University of Mexico, UNAM, where he quickly established himself as a brilliant student. But for Grinberg, traditional psychology wasn't enough. He was fascinated by the intersection of science and spirituality, by the ways in which consciousness seemed to transcend the physical world. This curiosity led him to delve into neurophysiology, earning a PhD, and embarking on a quest to bridge the gap between the scientific and the esoteric. But Grinberg wasn't content with just studying the brain as a biological organ. He believed that the mind had far greater capabilities than science had yet to understand. This belief pushed him to explore fields that most of his contemporaries wouldn't touch, fields like telepathy, shamanism, and mystical experiences. Grinberg traveled extensively, studying with indigenous shamans in Mexico and immersing himself in ancient practices that offered alternative perspectives on reality. Jacobo Grinberg's Syntérgic Theory is where things start to get really fascinating. At its core, this theory challenges the very foundation of how we understand reality. According to Grinberg, what we perceive as the world around us isn't an objective, fixed reality. Instead, it's more like a hologram, an illusion created by our minds from a vast underlying field of information that he called the lattice. Let's break it down. Imagine reality as a movie projected onto a screen. The images you see on the screen are vivid, detailed, and seem real, but they're just light and shadows projected from a film reel. In Grinberg's view, the lattice is like the film reel that contains all the information needed to create the movie, but it's not the movie itself. Our brains are the projectors, taking this raw information and shaping it into the reality we experience, much like how a projector turns a film strip into moving images on a screen. But here's the mind-bending part. This lattice isn't a passive background. It's dynamic and malleable, meaning that our minds don't just passively receive information, they actively shape and modify it. In other words, our thoughts, perceptions, and emotions are constantly interacting with this informational field, altering the reality we experience. This means that reality isn't something that happens to us. It's something we're co-creating all the time. Grinberg believed that this process of reality creation happens at a level of consciousness that most of us are only dimly aware of. It's like an advanced computer program running in the background, shaping everything we see, hear, and feel. And if we could learn to tap into this process, to understand and control it, we could fundamentally change our experience of the world. Imagine being able to reshape your reality simply by changing your thoughts or altering your state of consciousness. It's a concept that sounds like it belongs in a sci-fi novel, but Grinberg was convinced that it was not only possible, but that it was already happening, even if we weren't fully aware of it. So what does it mean if Jacobo Grinberg's Syntérgic Theory is true? The implications are nothing short of revolutionary. If reality is a hologram created by our minds, interacting with a malleable field of information, then everything we think we know about the world could be up for debate. We're not just passive observers of a fixed universe, we're active participants in creating it. This idea flips the traditional view of reality on its head. Think about it. If our thoughts and perceptions are shaping reality, then the limitations we experience, whether they're physical, emotional, or psychological, might not be as concrete as we've been led to believe. Instead of being victims of circumstance, we could be creators of our own experiences, with the power to alter our reality by changing the way we think and perceive. This isn't just about positive thinking or wishful dreaming. It's about understanding the deep, underlying processes that govern the nature of existence. Imagine waking up each day knowing that you have the power to influence the world around you, not just in terms of your actions, but through your very consciousness. It's like being handed the controls to a highly sophisticated video game where your thoughts, emotions, and intentions directly impact the game's environment. Suddenly, the idea of mind over matter takes on a whole new meaning. This concept also raises profound questions about the nature of free will and determinism. If reality is shaped by consciousness, then what role does intention play in creating our future? Are we simply following a predetermined path, or do we have the ability to forge our own destiny by consciously engaging with the lattice? And if we do, what are the ethical implications of this power? Could it be that our thoughts and emotions don't just affect our own lives, but the lives of others and the world as a whole? The idea that reality is malleable and can be shaped by consciousness might sound like a radical departure from mainstream science, but it's not entirely without precedent. Throughout history, there have been countless stories of individuals who seemed to defy the laws of nature, people who exhibited extraordinary abilities that modern science struggles to explain. These figures, often shrouded in myth and legend, provide intriguing parallels to Jacobo Grinberg's theories. Take, for example, Saint Joseph of Cupertino, a 17th-century Italian friar known for his miraculous ability to levitate during moments of deep spiritual ecstasy. Or consider Milarepa, the Tibetan yogi who, according to legend, could walk through walls and control the elements. These aren't just fanciful tales meant to entertain. They're accounts that have been documented by witnesses and recorded in religious and historical texts. What if these individuals were able to tap into the same underlying field of information that Grinberg described the lattice and use their consciousness to alter their reality in ways that seem impossible to us? These stories challenge our understanding of what's possible and suggest that there may be more to reality than meets the eye. They serve as powerful reminders that the boundaries of the physical world are not as rigid as we might think. Just because something defies explanation doesn't mean it's not real. In fact, these historical accounts might offer a glimpse into the latent potential that lies within all of us, the ability to transcend the ordinary and access deeper layers of existence. So, How exactly do we access this mysterious lattice that Jacobo Grinberg described? According to him, the key lies in a practice that many of us are already familiar with: meditation. But this isn't just about sitting quietly and clearing your mind. It's about using meditation as a tool to tap into the deeper layers of reality, to connect with the underlying field of information that shapes our experience of the world. Grinberg believed that meditation, when practiced in a specific way, could allow individuals to transcend the boundaries of ordinary consciousness and access the lattice directly. He wasn't talking about passive meditation, where you simply observe your thoughts and let them pass by. Instead, he developed a technique that involved focusing on multiple aspects of your experience simultaneously: your breath, bodily sensations, and thoughts all at once. The goal was to reach a state of expanded awareness where the usual distinctions between self and other, between subject and object, start to dissolve. Just as Jacobo Grinberg's research was reaching its most intriguing phase, something strange and unsettling happened. In December 1994, Grinberg vanished without a trace. He was last seen in Mexico City, going about his daily life as usual. But after that, it's as if he simply disappeared off the face of the earth. No one knows where he went, why he left, or what happened to him. His disappearance has sparked a flurry of theories, each more mysterious than the last. Some believe that Grinberg's work had attracted the attention of powerful entities, perhaps government agencies or secret organizations who were threatened by the implications of his research. After all, if reality is as flexible as Grinberg suggested, and if the mind can truly shape the world around it, then the potential for manipulation and control is enormous. Could it be that someone wanted to silence him before his theories became too widely known? Although Jacobo Grinberg vanished without a trace, his ideas continue to resonate with those who are drawn to the mysteries of the mind and the nature of reality. His Syntérgic Theory, with its radical implications about the malleability of the world around us, has inspired a new generation of thinkers, scientists, and spiritual seekers. But Grinberg's legacy is more than just a set of theories. It's a call to action, a challenge to explore the untapped potential that lies within each of us. Grinberg's work reminds us that the mind is far more powerful than we typically give it credit for. We're not just passive observers of a predetermined reality, we're active participants in creating the world we experience. This realization is both empowering and humbling. It suggests that we have the ability to shape our lives in ways we might never have imagined, but it also carries a great responsibility. If our thoughts and perceptions are indeed shaping reality, then what we think and believe matters more than we might realize. Grinberg's disappearance adds a layer of mystery to his legacy, but it also underscores the importance of his work. He was a scientist who wasn't afraid to explore the unknown, to push the boundaries of conventional thought, and to ask the kinds of questions that most people would shy away from. His willingness to venture into uncharted territory is what makes his work so compelling and so relevant today. Grinberg's Syntérgic Theory takes this idea to the next level. He proposed that our minds are not just passive observers of reality, but active creators of it. Every thought, every emotion, every belief we hold is interacting with the lattice, the underlying field of information that shapes our experience of the world. This means that our beliefs are more than just mental constructs. They're powerful forces that can influence the very fabric of reality. This concept isn't entirely foreign to us. It's reflected in popular ideas like the law of attraction, which suggests that we attract what we focus on. But Grinberg's work gives this idea a scientific foundation, suggesting that the connection between our thoughts and our reality is not just a matter of coincidence, but a fundamental aspect of how the universe operates. So, where do we go from here? After diving into the life and work of Jacobo Grinberg and exploring the mind-bending ideas he proposed, one thing is clear: the power to shape our reality lies within us. But understanding this power is just the first step. The real challenge is learning how to harness it, how to use it consciously to create the life we want. It's easy to feel overwhelmed by the idea that our thoughts and beliefs are shaping our reality. After all, we've been conditioned to think of reality as something fixed and unchangeable, something that happens to us rather than something we create. But Grinberg's work invites us to flip that script, to take control of the narrative, and to start creating the reality we desire. So, what's next? The first step is awareness. Start paying attention to your thoughts and beliefs. Notice how they influence your emotions, your actions, and your experiences. Are there patterns you can identify? Are there beliefs that might be holding you back or limiting your potential? Once you become aware of these patterns, you can start to change them. One of the most powerful tools for changing your beliefs is meditation. As Grinberg suggested, meditation isn't just about relaxation. It's about expanding your consciousness, accessing deeper layers of reality, and tapping into the lattice. If you've never tried meditation before, now might be the perfect time to start. You don't need to be an expert or spend hours in silent contemplation. Just start with a few minutes a day, focusing on your breath, your thoughts, and your sensations. The key is consistency and openness to the experience. Another important step is to surround yourself with positive influences. The people you spend time with, the media you consume, and the environments you inhabit all have an impact on your beliefs and consequently your reality. Choose to engage with things that uplift you, inspire you, and challenge you to grow. Remember, your reality is a reflection of your consciousness, so make sure you're feeding it with the right input. Finally, don't be afraid to dream big. If reality is malleable, then the possibilities are endless. What kind of life do you want to create? What dreams and goals have you been putting off because they seemed too unrealistic? Now is the time to start pursuing them. Take small steps every day toward the life you want, and trust that your thoughts and beliefs are helping to shape the path ahead. Jacobo Grinberg may have disappeared, but his ideas are very much alive. They're a reminder that we have the power to create the life we want if we're willing to take control of our thoughts and beliefs. So what are you going to do with this power? The choice is yours. Reality is a mysterious and complex thing. We often take it for granted, assuming that what we see is what we get. But Jacobo Grinberg's work reminds us that reality is not as fixed or as straightforward as it seems. It's a hologram, a projection shaped by our consciousness, and we have the power to influence it in ways that go far beyond what we've been taught to believe. This video has taken you on a journey through the mind of a brilliant scientist who dared to question the very nature of existence. We've explored his theories, delved into the implications of his work, and considered the mysterious circumstances of his disappearance. But this is just the beginning. The real journey starts now, with you. If this video has sparked something inside you, if it's made you think or challenged your assumptions, then I invite you to take the next step. Start exploring the possibilities for yourself. Experiment with meditation, challenge your beliefs, and see how your thoughts and perceptions influence the world around you. Reality is not something that happens to you, it's something you create.